You know, Guy, we are very blessed in Humble ISD to have wonderful FFA programs in our high schools. We really do have the best FFA programs. And our FFA students enjoy a variety of opportunities for awards and recognition through FFA. Today we have with us Kingwood Park High School senior Lauren Galloway, who was recently recognized as the Texas FFA Ford Leadership Scholar. That is awarded to only 10 people across the state of Texas, and Lauren was one of 10 recipients. Very impressive. She is also the current K Park chapter president of FFA and recently sold her Grand Champion swine at the Humble ISD Livestock Show auction for $5,500. Welcome, Lauren, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
We're so glad to have you. And her teacher, Kevin McCarty. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you.
We're so glad both of you guys are here. So, Lauren, can you tell us about the Texas FFA Ford Leadership Program?
Of course. So the Texas Ford Leadership Scholars is a leadership program that only Texas FFA has to offer. This is a very rigorous process. It takes about 3 months to go through all of the applications. There is an application process. We have to write 2 different essays, and we also have to take a 50-question test over a leadership book before we move on to the next process, which is round-robin interviews in Austin, Texas. This is a 3-day process, so we get to be interviewed by not only some of the major leaders in the Texas FFA, but also huge companies such as Ford Motor Company and Ram as well. So that was a very interesting time. After that, you are accepted. So out of 121,000 members in the Texas FFA, only 10 people are picked. And this organization is such a great one, and being a Ford Scholar is certainly a true blessing for me and our school districts.
Right, and you know, Lauren, I just got to tell you, because I bet you this is obvious to everybody watching, but I've seen you present to the school board, I've seen you present to Rotary, other community organizations, and when I think about leadership, you're a natural.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Natural.
Thank
so
you so
congratulations
much.
too.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
So Kevin, you've experienced this for a while. So based on your experience, what qualities really are they looking for in selecting the scholars?
They look at a lot of different qualities. One of the things that, in that interview process that Lauren didn't talk about is they do a lot of observations. They evaluate you on your character. They evaluate you on your ability to work with others, problem-solving skills, just a whole array of different things. It's not just, writing an essay or taking a test and going and talking about yourself. I mean, you really have to demonstrate that you have these skills and that you are a true leader.
So rigorous indeed.
Yes, sir. Very rigorous.
It sounds incredibly rigorous. And Lauren, you are one of 10 people to receive this honor. That is amazing. And you mentioned the incredible number of FFA students across the state. From my understanding, 200 kids were able to apply, and then they narrowed it down to
Yes,
10,
ma'am.
and you are one of 10. What does that mean to you?
It means the world to me. Just to be able to say that 10 people out of this whole state of Texas is such a huge accomplishment. I would have never expected to be rewarded with this scholarship program, but I would definitely say that it's changed me as a person and as an individual, not only for my future career, but also in my high school career as well. Just being in the organization of the FFA has truly led me to all of the leadership qualities that I've gained, all of the teamwork qualities that I've accomplished. It's rewarding, and it's great.
Well,
it really is.
Well earned and deserved.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But I do want to go back a little bit to
Yes,
the
ma'am.
application process.
Okay.
And from my understanding, you were required to create a sustainable community project.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what you chose to do and why?
Of course. So Going through the Ford Scholar Program, it taught us to really focus on our community and what we need to not only talk about the future of agriculture, but the future of the community. Towards the end of summer, I decided to create the Ford Scholar Community Garden. So I have never planted a garden in my life. So this was a totally new process for not only me, but also our FFA chapter and our school district. There is no garden really in the area of Kingwood, but as soon as I came back home, I decided to do some studies and really just focus on our population in the Humble ISD district. And just in the Humble ISD district, there are over 83,000 people that are either on or below the poverty line. And this number you normally don't see because Humble ISD is great and it's spreading widely with our population. So really focusing on those specific numbers, it led me to go to the community garden. So this community garden is 2 acres big. Humble ISD was generous enough to donate some land to us. And with this garden, we've produced over 80 pounds full of fresh produce that is grown handmade. So there's no sprinkler system, no watering system. Everything is planted by hand, tilled up by hand, and watered by hand by our ag kids in the Kingwood Park FFA chapter. So this garden not only teaches us responsibility, but also to connect with our community. We had our first harvesting day a couple months back, and we, like I said before, we produced over 80 pounds full of fresh produce.
Very impressive.
It fed over 200 families in our community. So that was a huge accomplishment for me personally and for the community, and it's been a great experience to get to be able to connect with community and connect with our school districts.
No wonder you're one of 10
Absolutely.
in the state.
It's pretty clear why they picked her, right, Guy?
Absolutely. Well, they are waving us.
They are waving us on, which we never like because it's always fun to talk to our guests. And Lauren, we can't congratulate you enough on the award. Obviously very well deserved. The FFA Ford Leadership Program really fosters the belief that servant leadership is important not only to our state, but to our nation. And on behalf of Humble ISD, thank you for exemplifying that, and congratulations on your award. And Kevin, thank you very much for your tutelage for these students and continuing, obviously, the great work that your students start with our community garden. We will look forward to hearing more about that in the future. And for our audience members, please stay with Guy and I. We will be right back.